I hope you're all extremely well. So as you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be sharing some of my luxury shopping tips with you guys. Now these are some things that I do when I buy designer items to make my experience a bit better and to also sometimes save a bit of money, because who doesn't like a deal? Who doesn't like to save a bit of money every now and then? So yeah, if you're just now starting to buy designer items, or if you've been buying luxury items for a while now, I think that these tips can be really helpful for you. So that's why I wanted to sit down today and film this video. I really hope that you enjoy this, and I really hope that you find this helpful. Yeah, stay until the end so you don't miss out on any of the tips that I'm going to share today, and let's get started. Okay, so my first tip, which I think is a really important one, is to make sure that you have an SA that you like, regardless of if you shop at Gucci, Chanel, Saks, wherever. Just make sure that you have a SA that you really get along with, and you know, that you have a relationship with, and that you always purchase from. I just find that very important, and I never used to do that when I first started out buying designer items, and I can really tell such a big difference now. So for instance, I live in Columbus, Ohio, and we really don't have any good designer stores, but we do have a Saks, and I do have a guy there for shoes specifically, but I also use him for bags sometimes, and his name is Dave, so if you live in Columbus, you should, you know, go check him out. He's amazing. But yeah, I've been buying from him probably, I want to say, for the past 4 years, and he texts me if new shoes are coming in, he texts me for my birthday, he texts me if there's any special events or if there's any special sales going on, so I kind of feel like I have a little bit of an inside connection, and yeah, he's just really amazing, and it makes my experience so much better, because when I go into the store to buy shoes from him, you know, we sit down, we chat, we talk. I just find it's so much more enjoyable. I also make sure that I have a few SAs in New York City, because I travel to New York quite often. I don't want to say a lot, but I do travel there quite often. I really like it there. So for instance, I have a guy at Dior, and it's the only one, like the only person I will shop with from Dior. And he is also really amazing. And I actually have a funny, well, it's not really a funny story, but I have probably bought from him for like 4 or 5 years now, and we've always just talked over text. Like, I messaged him, he texts me back, and then, you know, he sends the stuff to my house, and every time I've been to New York, he just was never there, so I never got to meet him up until the beginning of this year, when I went into the store and kind of surprised him, and he was like so happy to finally meet me, and it was just like a really fun and good situation. It felt like I was meeting a friend, just because I've had talked to him for such a long time, like over text or over the phone. So that was really amazing. So anyways, long story short, I don't want to make this too long, but I think it's really important to build those relationships, especially if you're buying designer items. Next up, I've mentioned this before, and I want to mention it again. Do not be afraid to look on the pre-loved market, especially if you're buying something vintage, or if you're trying to buy something that you know is not really going to hold its value. So for instance, I bought this cute little Louis Vuitton backpack from Fashion File, and this was actually my first ever pre-loved purchase. And why did I buy it pre-loved? Well, because it's vintage and I couldn't buy it new anymore, and Fashion File was just a website that I felt really comfortable with. You know, I don't know a lot about buying pre-loved because I've not been doing it for too long. I just really like the experience of going into the store and all that good jazz, but I still think that it's a really good idea to consider buying things pre-loved, because you can find really amazing deals, and who doesn't like saving money? Okay, so this next one, I feel like I'm still working on a bit myself, but I definitely do try to apply it, and that is to wait for sales. Now, not all designer items do go on sale, but there are a few that do, and I just want to give you a couple of examples. For instance, I bought lots of Manolo Blahniks on sale. I've bought Golden Goose sneakers on sale. I've bought lots of other designer items on sale, such as skirts, t-shirts, things that, oh, I got like a self-portrait, jumpsuit, and it was like almost $200 off. So sometimes if you're just a bit patient and keep checking the website, you can really find some good sales. Maybe do some research to see if the item that you're looking for is ever going to go on sale, or if it's been on sale before, or maybe it's on sale on another website. Now, most of you probably know that there is an app called Shop Tagger, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I don't use it that much, but I do use it sometimes if there's, for instance, a pair of shoes or maybe some clothing item that I want and I just wanna see if it's cheaper anywhere else, or if it ever goes on sale, I just use the app to get an alert when it does go on sale. So little things like that can definitely help to save you some money when buying designer items. Okay, and while we're talking about saving money, let's talk about it some more. Something that I really never used to do up until recently is to check the sales racks. So I am someone that I know what I want when I go into store, so I don't really have to check the sales racks, but I started doing it over like the past year or so, and I was so surprised at like how many amazing items I found, especially shoes. So if you're like me and you love designer shoes, I highly recommend to check out the sales rack in your local Saks or wherever it is you like to shop for your designer shoes, because chances are that you can find like a really amazing pair of shoes or whatever it is you're looking for like a really good deal. So definitely at least have a little glance at the sale rack. Okay, and let's quickly talk about my favorite little tip. And I first really started paying attention to that when I bought my Chanel boy bag. So instead of buying my Chanel boy from just any old Chanel store, I bought my Chanel boy from Bergdorf Goodman because it was tax-free. So I think that's a really good little piece of information to keep in mind. And actually, I have to give credit where credit is due. I remember I was actually getting my hair done in Michigan, and my hairdresser was like, I was telling her that I was gonna buy a Chanel boy bag, and she was like, hey, I can just give you my SA's information. She's, you know, she works out of Bergdorf and it's tax-free. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that kind of stuff because it could also save you some money. Now, definitely leave me a comment down below and let me know what some of your little tips or secrets are for buying luxury items, because I know most of you love designer stuff and I would love to add some little extra tips to my little collection of tips that I already have going on here. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.